Well, greetings and welcome back, Blade fans. We've got a new one for you today from the creative mind of Alessandra De Santis, a well-known designer for a number of different companies, not the least of which is Boker, and this is a Boker Plus. Karambit, you guessed it. So while we look at that, I'm going to give you some quick background on this knife. And this is from the Boker website. It says, a self-confessed fan of the Filipino martial arts, it made sense for the Italian knife designer Alessandra De Santis from Hydra Design to design a karambit knife for Boker Plus. The sickle-like knives have their origin in the Southeast Asia and were preferably used for rice harvesting. The Boker Plus HEL Karambit, on the other hand, presents itself in tactical guise and goes on to describe the materials. And how about that name HEL, H-E-L? No, it is not H-E-L-L, but it is the name of a Norse goddess of the underworld. And many of the names of the knives that Alessandra designs come from the mythology of various cultures: Greek, Italy, Norse, etc. So she is well studied in many of the different mythologies and likes to bring that out in her designs. So that's quite a bit for you to be staring at the knife. I realize many are out for that instant gratification. You want to see it. You want me to open and close it and flick it and fidget it. Well, sorry about that. Let's take a look at it. Let's close it up. It's a hidden liner lock. The bulk of the handle is made of, in this case, a blue-green G10. It also comes in a black G10 with a black blade for those that like that murdered out look. I wanted something that looked a little lively and colorful, and I am kind of a sucker for satin finishes, so there you go. A very nice satin finish, flat, high grind. And what we have here is, to me, what looks like a Snaggletooth, which is that add-on thing that they make that replaces the thumb stud on many knives, that goes in the spidey hole of a lot of Spyderco knives, etc. First thing we notice is that it has a wire clip. It's nicely done. It's high. It has no trouble, but has no trouble getting in and out of the pocket. But we've got a lot of tension on there, so it is not going to slip out. It is reversible to the left side of the knife, and the way it's set up with that pocket opener is, if I have it in the right hand pocket and pull it out, it opens, and unfortunately it's going to be in this position. So what I'd prefer to do for right hand, and I haven't done it yet, is to switch it over to this side so it carries in the pocket, the right pocket, this way, and you catch it on the front end of the pocket on the way out, and then you simply continue through to have the finger in the hole, and you have it in your reverse karambit position. Make a little room here on the table. We've got some things we're going to show you later, but not at the moment. So that's my preference if you wanted to hold it karambit style. If you wanted to open it and have it, I just got a nice little bite there. I knew I would eventually. If you want to pull it out this way, then you're going to need to grab it like so, and then put it into the edge forward, point up position. And it works quite well in that position, so that we have really what amounts to kind of a talon type knife. Some people say they don't like karambits, and I can't say as I blame you, because it's a very specialized sort of a use. You can put the pinky through there and hold it this way, or you can ignore the ring and just grab a hold of it, and it works quite well. Can be used for cutting, utility, this way, very easily. Again, there's your hidden liner. So except for the release, you do not see it. And you got the flipper tab as well. So you can use this very nice pocket opener, Snaggletooth type design, to roll it open easily with the thumb. So you've got really 3 ways to open it. You can catch it on the pocket. You can flip it with a very nice muted flipper tab that is not jimped, but has no trouble opening. It opens easy. The detent is crisp, but not overly heavy. I like the color of the G10. I'm sort of a sucker for this blue-gray G10, but you know, it is what it is. You may like black. We're going to measure it up in a minute, but all in all, I find it to be a very useful knife. It is not overly curved, so it will function as a karambit or as a talon style knife. You can see that there's not a whole lot of curve in there, but there definitely is a very aggressive point with significant thickness all the way out to the point, so it's not overly frail or fragile. I think what I'm going to do, we'll weigh it up, all right? But I think I have the measurements right in front of me here. Let's see if we can do that for you. I may or I may not. Oh, here we go. Okay. So do a screenshot of that. There is the price. That's the MSRP. You can get them less at places like White Mountain or the Knife Center. I'll give you some links. So what we've got is a overall length of 6.69 inches, and you'll see these pop up on the screen. We've got a blade length of 2.4 inches, so it's rather small. We've got a blade thickness of 0.11 and a weight of 3.28 ounces. It actually feels lighter than that even. The steel is 154 cm, so for the money you're getting a very nice quality steel. Not S30V, not S35VN, etc., but old school 154 cm is a really great steel. Was used extensively by Benchmade and custom knife makers in years past, in the 80s and the 90s, and you know, even now. So 154 cm is nothing to sneeze at, so to speak. Okay, so we've got those dimensions out of the way, and it did say it was a little over 3 ounces. Let's check that. Feels pretty light to me. Here we go. Yeah, 3.36 ounces. It just feels really featherweight in your hand. I mean, maybe that's just a distribution of weight. I don't know. I'd say most of the weight's certainly going to be in the blade. Is it weight relieved? Yes, it is. We've got at least, yeah, 2 cutouts there that I can see forward and rear. So they did make an effort on that internal liner to lighten it up. Speaking of which, it's very easy, very fairly soft, but it is hidden. It stands a little bit proud of the handle there. It's jimped. I have no problems whatsoever opening and closing this knife. You get a nice little snap there at the beginning of that, indicating a very positive detent. There's no wiggle. And as far as that goes, very nice rigidity in the blade, no lock rock, no blade play. This looks like it's removable. I haven't taken it off, but it looks like a single, maybe a T8 and a T8 pivot. I think it can be a fairly fidgety knife. I mean, it's not what you're going to call drop shut. And I believe it's on washers as opposed to bearings. That is not indicated unless you saw it in the screenshot, and I did not. Got a nice little guard here as far as holding it goes. Nice jimping on the thumb ramp there. It feels very solid in the hand, holding it in a conventional grip. If you want to put your pinky through there, it's going to work as well. It almost feels better to me in a standard sort of point forward, edge forward grip. As far as the karambit hold goes, it's very comfortable too, and it's right sized. It's not oversized like a lot of karambit knives, and you get plenty of point forward for your karambit techniques. Take another closer look. Got some nice texture to the G10 here. It's fairly light textured, but it's grippy. We have an interesting hexagonal ring, similar to the fixed blade versions of not this knife, but and I'm not sure the name of it that Alessandra came out with, but she has a fixed blade karambit style knife. Actually, they're not karambit, a couple different like straight blades. And I should have researched that, but you can check them out. So again, you don't want this on there. You can take it off if your jurisdiction says you can't have a pocket opener for whatever reason. Simply remove it and use the flipper. So let's put that out there and then take a look at, this is not a karambit knife, obviously, but this is the Yokai, also Boker Plus, and designed by Alessandra. This is her logo here. What you saw in the thumbnail was, by the way, her logo on this nice little Awesome Hanks microfiber cloth, hanky. And you can get those from that company with various logos on them. That just happened to be one I thought was a nice background for Alessandra's knives. So that's the Boker Yokai, designed by Alessandra. How about comparing to some other karambits? Well, this is the Spyderco karambit from years past. Not sure they're still making that knife, but I'll tell you in a second if I can pull it up quickly. This is the Karahawk. It's a 3-inch blade. They say it's a 3-inch blade, or maybe it was my measurement. Very similar sized, except it's a backlock. And then we have a classic that is no longer made. This is the 511 Tirani karambit. I believe it's called the Journeyman karambit. Now this is an example of the Indonesian style karambit where the point is directly forward when it's gripped, either in the point up or the point down, you see? And this is used to thrust, particularly into areas like the eye sockets. And that's also a backlock. And this is also, I believe, 154, yeah, 154 cm. So you can see how curved that is compared to the Karahawk and the HEL. Interesting. This doesn't see much carry, but it's a very light knife, and it's similarly constructed of G10 with all the metal internals hidden. Now here's one that's come out recently in 2022, and this is a Emerson design, a little hard to open, made by Lion Steel, and this is referred to as the LE1, I believe, LE01. And you can see that is a much bigger, almost giant karambit next to the HEL. It does give you a full grip on the knife with no cramping if you don't use the ring. And it's also got a nice thumb ramp. And it's got kind of a chiseled tip to it, reinforcing it. Steel on this one is Magna Cut. And some question about Lion Steel and other companies and whether or not they're hardening the Magna Cut up to its full potential. That's a topic for another discussion. But this is a frame lock. It's got a hardened steel insert. Everything about this is done very nicely. It's got a hole opening, a pocket wave opening, which is the Emerson opener, and it has a removable flipper tab. You can see that hole there. Again, a little bit tough on the detent there, but not going to open accidentally, and that is an aluminum handle. And it's funny how people complain about, oh, that's aluminum. So many of your automatic out the front and out the side knives are aluminum handles, and Protec and Microtech, etc. So I don't know why there'd be a complaint there with a T6 aluminum handle. Anyway, again, topic for another time. So another look around, and let's do a quick compare with the standard type knife. There is the Griptilian for size. You can see that the Griptilian is a good deal longer, but then again, we've got a curve. So, you measure the knife curved, or you straighten it out, run your tape along the curve, whatever. But it's really the amount of space it takes up in your pocket, and this is going to take up, the HEL Karambit is going to take up very little space in your pocket. It's quite thin. Not sure we got this measurement. I did say the blade was 0.11, and let's verify that. Yeah, close enough. We'll go by their measurements. The handle is only ½ inch, 0.51. So that will also be in the previously shown stats on the screen. So there you go. I think this is going to be a winner for Alessandra, even for those that aren't normally Karambit carriers or users. It's going to be a fine little utility knife for lots of different chores. So let me know what you think. Don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe. I will be back with you soon. Got some other stuff just came in that we will be doing reviews and videos on very soon. Take care and be well.